'89 on up, homie. G shit, not ye shit. And me and the homie, we back on air with part 2 on how do homies feel about different race homies uh joining black gangs. So now we back on the line. I want to ask you, will a homie that's putting it down on the street, that's a white homie, Asian homie, Hispanic homie, they giving it all they got on the streets. Then they get to the prisons or the county jail. Could they run a Damu car? Could they have major rank, major say so? What's your intake on that and your knowledge on that from doing this for a minute and being around other homies? Can them dudes have stripes like that?
I'm gonna say it like this, since I've been here, I have never seen it. Don't get me wrong, I've seen where a homie of another race, he has some say so, like where he basically can sit in there. He'd give his opinion and everybody respect it and go with it. But I never seen one step up and he had a car, like he the one make the sole decisions. You know what I mean? And the reason why, to my knowledge, is a lot of people get paranoid when it comes to other races. For an example, people make the excuse of, if it's a Mexican, they think that other Mexicans, such as the Southsiders, basically, since I'm speaking on them because we from Southern Cal, you got people that think the Southsiders will influence his decisions through their agenda. You know what I mean? Some people are just ignorant instead of giving a person a chance. I believe that when you having this rank or whatever it is, or you voted to be the one, the spokesperson for us, I believe that every person should have an equal opportunity because each individual got a different mindset, and some people could bring better things to the table than others. Some people are natural followers. They just keep the same rules in play. That's what's going on. But sometimes when something not's working, you got to try something else. But so far, like I said, I haven't seen it on me. Every time I've seen somebody have say, people find a reason to knock him out of that position.
So do the homies of these other races recognize this sometime, you think?
They recognize it. It's just something. They recognize it. That's why, as of recent years, you see a lot of homies come to the pen. That be white boys. As soon as they come to the pen, they just won't bang no more. Or you see some homies come to the pen that be Mexican. And as soon as they come to the pen, they stop banging or they start claiming the south side of the hood before they even get to the pen. You see some Asians in the county jail, they'll be running with the homies. As soon as they get to the pen, they'll tell you in a minute they Uso. You know what I mean? Or they run with the others. But yet, they'll still be out on the yard blood and all that. You know what I mean? Letting it be known they're blood, but they won't participate in nothing we do because they felt mistreated.
By the car.
Right, by the car. You know what I mean? It don't be the other people that's outside the car. It be the people in the car that run them off. I'm going to give you a perfect example. When I was in the shoe, it was a white boy named Cornflake. He from San Bernardino. When we was in the shoe, they was validating people for doing roll calls, like the blacks doing roll calls or the Mexicans doing roll calls. So us blacks that was in that building, in that section, we looked at it like, shit, let Cornflake do the roll call. And we looked at it like, if he do the roll call, what they gonna say then? Because a white boy doing it. You feel what I'm saying? We was like, shit, how you gonna validate him? He's not a part of the gang, the prison politics or whatever, as you say, because he white. You feel me?
Right.
And we knew that, so we all agreed to let him do the roll call.
And not to cut you off, not to cut you off, big homie, but Cornflake is a white homie, correct?
Right. He's a white crip.
Okay, a white crip. Okay, but
And
y'all had nominated Cornflake.
right.
Right. All right.
Right. The reason I gave him the example because I don't know no white homies in the pen. You know what I mean? The white homies I was around, they didn't never make it to the shoe or nothing. You know, they got rushed a few times when we used to beef with the white boys, and they just was.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Or they ended up staying in the hole until they went home. You feel me?
Right.
So when he got nominated to do the roll call, he'd been doing it for a while. There's certain OG Crips and Bloods that started coming. They were like, hell no, what the fuck he doing a roll call? So I got to explain it to him why we let him do it. Shit, they went over me. They was like, fuck that, he can't do it. You know what I mean? Regardless of what y'all thinking y'all doing, like, this a black game, he's not gonna have no say in what we do. Because they was like, basically, it's an honor to do that roll call. And if he's doing it, it basically gives the other races the impression that he has some say with us. And everybody was like, nah, he can't do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they took him out the position. We didn't take him out, the ones that was there. And I wasn't feeling it. But I had to respect the OG's decision because they've been around in prison before I was around, so I took it as they knew what they was talking about. But when I got on the main line, I started asking questions about this because one of the homies that was in the shoot with me, he brought things to my attention. So when I got on the yard with him, he was like basically scolding me about it. Like BJ, you know better. You don't supposed to have no white boy speaking for us and whoop whoop. And I was like, man, check this out. I was like, I done it because I wasn't gonna be doing it and get myself locked up in the shoe forever for no reason. You know what I mean? Because the police was trying to stop us from doing certain things. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he explained to me. He gave me some history. He was like, in history, do you ever see the white people that sponsored the Black Panthers that was giving them guns and helping Angela Davis escape and this and that? Do you see their names in history? I was like, no, I ain't never saw their names. He was like, exactly. He said, the reason you don't see their names is because they went against their people to help us, and we acknowledge them. But at the end of the day, nobody gave them position. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, you speak over us now. And then he brought up the situation where, remember the white girl that helped Asada Shakur escape or whatever that got life?
I think I heard something about that.
I don't know if you know about that situation.
Right.
But anyway, they got into a shootout with the police, and the white girl rode with her, and the white girl ended up getting life, and Asada Shakur got life, but she escaped. You know what I mean?
Right.
She escaped and been gone since then. Don't nobody even talk about the white girl no more. You know what I mean? You don't see her names or nothing unless you read a history book. You will see her name in it, but other than that, you don't hear no blacks like outside the prison advocating them get her released or nothing. You know what I mean?
And you saying that's the same with
See,
inside the culture?
Because exactly. And I was saying that because that's what the homie pointed out to me. He was like, "So, homie, it's just something that doesn't go together."
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
He was like, we could acknowledge him as a hood general and this and that, but when they come to the pen, they just not gonna get the credentials they supposed to get.
Cause shit is already shit is already written in stone regardless, homie.
Exactly, because it looks bad if this is a black gang, but the leader is a white boy, or the leader is a Mexican.
No matter how bad we love these dudes.
Exactly. It just don't look right. You know what I mean? And some people care about appearances. Me, I always never cared about appearance as long as the job gets done.
And since this culture we live, it's like damn near presidency. Do you ever see it coming in the near future, a homie of a different race, eventually running a car, homie?
I see it coming, and I'm gonna tell you why I see it coming. Because people used to frown upon people using the N-word. And I brought this up a couple of times to homies. I was like, we put this dude on, and he white. Now, I know a gang of white Crips and a few white Bloods. I know more white Crips than I knew white Bloods. Out of all of them, I only heard 2 of them use the N-word. And that was a white boy from East Coast, and the other white boy was, he was from Pomona 456. I heard both of them use the N-word. And every time they used it, it was always some controversy. Now, don't get me wrong. I understood the controversy because of history. But my thing is, if they can't use it, we shouldn't have never recruited them.
Thank you.
Because you got Mexican homies that do it. As soon as they do it, everybody want to hoop and holler. I done even did it a few times. When I was at Pelican Bay, I had a celly that he used to talk to South Side and North Angles, and they used to come to the door, and they'd be like, "My nigga, what's happening?" And he'd be like, "Oh, what's up, nigga?" And what you they be talking? And I told him, I said, "Man, quit having them dudes come to my door using the N-word." And he was like, "Man, they the homies." I was like, "Man, they make my homies. They're not from the hood or nothing. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? I don't want them coming to our door saying it. You know what I mean?" I was like, "Y'all do that on the tier." Now, the reason I didn't push my thoughts on him was because he already had it in his mind. I was kicking with this Mexican on the streets, and he was calling me niggas. It don't bother me, so if me and him talking, that's me and his business. You know what I mean? He was one of them type of persons.
Right, didn't think
So
what he
like,
did
okay,
affected the next homie. Yeah.
Tell dudes that, right. So I told him in that mindset, then, out of respect for me, don't have him at the door. Y'all talk about that on y'all time. Don't be at the door talking like that.
So how do you feel about a homie saying nigga?
Riots used to happen over there.
How you feel about a white, Asian, or a Hispanic homie saying nigga?
I feel they shouldn't use the word at all.
No matter how much, no matter how much they contribute to this.
No matter how much they contribute, because at the end of the day, if he used the N-word, I can't open up the door and start clowning him and saying certain things that disrespect his race. You get what I'm saying? He gonna take offense to it.
And that's like I say, this is an on the edge, touchy topic, homie, because it's a lot of homies that feel like, like you know, these the homies, homie. You can say nigga, you validated. If you don't say it, you damn near unvalidated. So this is always a touchy topic and conversation, but it's good to have. So homies and younger members that's coming up from different races, they can feel the views, homie. They can come to 89 on up, homie, on the edge with BJ and catch this real hood politic type shit, homie. You know, so I'm glad we had these type topics. And
for real though.
You know what I'm saying? For real though, homie. And part 3 that we gonna drop.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I want to kind of talk about some of the homies from our hoods. That was Hispanics.
All the time. Hold that thought. I'll be right back.
I got you. We on the commercial break intermission with BJ on the edge, homie. So we be back with part 3 on how we, you know, function and care about the different race homies that's from our hood and from our community. We gonna speak on a few of them on part 3.